Google was actually under controversy in 2007 when they first started those Street View, pictures, which is interesting.
Stalker view.
Yeah, it's interesting because I remember looking up my address and seeing my air conditioner in the window, and I remember that shocked me the first time I saw that. Wow, this really is
Stalkerama.
And it's felt a little strange. But now the major issue is the fact that Google has collected a lot of people's information through an antenna that they had on those Street View cars or trucks or whatever that were going around taking the pictures. And what concerns me is...
It was a mistake, though. It was an accident, wasn't it?
Well, that's what they're alleging. They're saying, well, this just happened as a side view, but apparently it's not true because why would they apply for a patent for that technology?
Excuse me? They did what?
They applied for a patent for that very specific technology.
They applied for a patent to spy on you.
Yeah. The patent was for the technology that was created to accumulate that information.
Right.
So apparently they knew what the capabilities of that system did and used it. Now, the problem is that this not only was intrusive in terms of, checking the patterns of people's unsecured Wi-Fi networks, but it also could give them access to passwords and things of that nature, which is very, very private. And I think we actually need to start looking at the issue of harassment connected to lack of privacy, because when all of this information is put out to people that you may not want to have it, or you sign up for a credit card or a member of a bank, and in tiny print they say if you want to opt out of this, contact this number, and it's either something that you can't get through to or it's something that you're not going to have an easy way of getting out of it, like the do not call situation. People wind up selling your information, making a buck out of it, and it's just not fair. It does constitute a form of harassment. And this is just not to go off on a rant, but this is another gripe. There's now a situation where creditors are calling, I guess, everybody with your last name, calling you, looking for somebody with your same last name.
Right.
They don't have to have lived in your area. They don't have to have ever had your phone number. They don't even have to have the same first initial. But you're getting calls from creditors that are asking you for, every first name from A to Z, as long as they have your last name. And I think that's harassment. Because, you don't want creditors calling you when you don't have credit issues.
Right.
But, this whole issue of just trying to get everybody's information out there, I think, is really a cause for concern.
I was talking to this lady in Florida today, and she was telling me that she had a friend that every time she sat down at dinner, that these people would constantly call her. And the thing that I thought was funny about it was funeral directors calling her, saying that you should make your plans, so that if something happens, you'll be able to be put away nicely. Now the lady's not sick, there's nothing wrong with her, but they're calling her constantly, trying to get her to sign up for some memorial funeral type of plan. So eventually she gave the phone to her friend the next time they called and said, "Oh, we're sorry, she's passed away." And they took her off of whatever that list was, and they stopped calling. Now, she's not dead, but, come on now.
You have to go through that.
Yeah, you have to go that far so you can sit at your damn table and eat dinner. What is that about? Now,
That's sad.
There's another thing, and I think Dan, one of the BCAP producers, actually not producer, but engineers, mentioned the story to me, and I went back and I looked at it on YouTube. I don't know if you heard about it in the news where this guy sued this credit corporation because they left racist statements on his phone. This is down in Texas. He got a phone call from them calling him a nigger and all this other stuff like that, and that he should pay his bills. I think the bill was like $200. He won $1.2 million in the judgment against the credit corporation. Yeah,
Good.
the black
Good
guy.
for him.
And one of the dudes had the nerve. One of the guys reporting the story was talking about, I wonder if he owed him $200. It wasn't about the 200 damn bucks. It's about them leaving racist statements on his phone and constantly harassing them.
Yeah, I've actually had creditors call and discuss somebody else's personal business, with me, and I'm thinking, I wish I could find the person that you're really looking for and let them know that they should sue you, because, if someone has a student loan or some sort of a, private issue, for you to be calling to discuss their business, with a stranger, I think is uncalled for.
But then again, the other side will tell you, this is much to do about nothing, Lori. If you want all these modern conveniences, you want to walk around and you want to watch hoochie mamas on your phone, you got to be able to give up some things to get some things. What do you think about that?
Well, you already know my position. I'm not doing all that
I'll
stuff.
text you what I think.
It won't get through. My text is blocked. But I'm old school. I want face-to-face or at a minimum verbal-to-verbal communication. But just the whole idea of having to do everything everywhere doesn't faze me. I mean, it's wonderful if you do need to do it from time to time, like people can answer emails on their BlackBerry, get back to people right away in business and otherwise. But I think, this now I need to watch TV on my 3-inch telephone and, all that stuff I think is getting a little carried away.
It's about convenience, but we're sacrificing our own privacy. I don't know if people even understand that, or I don't even know if people care. I think that it comes to the point where, just like we talked about stop and frisk, that people have lived in this type of environment so long that they're used to it and they don't care. So they don't know what they're missing because this is how it's always been. But I have a problem with that because I would like to at least have the fallacy in my mind that, like Rockwell said, I don't want to feel like somebody's watching me.